Chucker, eh?
How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Sharp Hand Path. I'm your host, Jesse Morgan, and today we have an unboxing to do. If you read the title, that's right, I finally got in the Shawscope Volume 1 Shaw Brothers martial arts set of films. Pretty stoked to get it. Here it is here, but let's check out the unboxing itself and come back and talk about the actual product. Alright, here it is. Finally got the Shawscope Volume 1 in the mail from Amazon. Yeah, got the Amazon smile and everything on it. Let's see if we can open this with one hand, because I want to actually get around to watching some of these this weekend. And luckily they delivered on a Saturday, so that's kind of cool. So, there we go. Alright, so that's it out of the mailer. Now it's in this giant box. I guess I'm going to have to cut this out, huh? And luckily I get to open this up while the coffee is brewing. Hopefully I didn't cut anything important. No, looks fine. Alright, here's the grand reveal, I think. And it's upside down. But that is glorious. Look at that. Hell yeah. Shawscope Volume 1. I know I'm like a year behind. This came out, I think, December-ish 2021 or 2022. But here it is. Pretty stoked to have it. Doesn't seem to have any damage from being shipped either. And I got it on a bit of a discount. Most people had to pay, I think, 200 and something Canadian or 190 US when it was first new. I only had to pay around 175 or 78 Canadian. I mean, it's still quite pricey, but once you see that it's got 12 movies or so in it, it's not too bad. Of course, I'm casting a shadow over it with my phone. But yeah, I just wanted to catch this unboxing here because I was very excited and I wanted to open it up right away. Alright, so thanks for watching that quick little unboxing. As you saw, I was very excited to get it in the mail and open it up on camera and just kind of get a quick first-hand glance at it. Here it is again here. Now, one thing with me, I'm going to quickly say that sort of like the martial arts film freak, I wasn't really brought up on any sort of old school martial arts films that were Shaw Brothers related. Any of the Chinese dudes with the weird kung fu outfits and the high ass ponytails and all of them having the same pretty much hairstyle wasn't really the kung fu or martial arts movies that I saw growing up. When I grew up, I mostly just saw a lot of the modern ones like Jet Li or Jackie Chan. The oldest ones I saw was maybe some of the Bruce Lee films like Enter the Dragon or Fist of Fury and things like that. So yeah, I was very much so the modern martial arts baby when it comes to this kind of stuff. So I wasn't sure if I'd really enjoy the Shaw Brothers style of wuxia films, but I did get out there before I purchased this and I saw a couple of them. One of them being the 5 Deadly Venoms, amazing film, and I also saw Shaolin Temple just to check it out. And I also saw King Boxer. So I saw 3 of the films off of here just to make sure I was 100% sure I wanted to pick this up. And I'm definitely glad I did, because the copies I saw weren't Blu-ray quality. The Deadly Venoms one was pretty close, as much as YouTube allows you to have that kind of quality. And the other 2 were just under Blu-ray, maybe just slightly above DVD quality, or maybe at DVD quality probably. But yeah, at least I was able to see them and justify picking this up. This was a nice birthday present from the wife. So let's get into this. Another thing with me, I normally try to keep the cellophane or the wrapping on box sets or things like that if I can. So I'm usually just able to slide this out. The first thing that comes with it is this nice big booklet. There's the front of it here. And thanks to one of the channels I checked out when reviewing the Shawscope box set before I picked it up, they said the Shawscope is actually kind of their own cinematic style or size of screen. So this big wide thing is their kind of like their IMAX or their widescreen format that they show their films in. So that's kind of neat. I'm not going to show too much of this because if you want to see a giant in-depth review, there's definitely channels out there that do it. But just like those people showed off, there is lots of reading material to check out, lots of trivia for the movies in here for each one. Pretty neat. I definitely will be sitting down and reading all of this because I am very intrigued by this odd, old, kind of ancient kung fu style of cinema and films. It's very new to me, and I really enjoy the artwork that comes in here. Definitely going to try to tame my expectations though when it comes to the Peking Man. I didn't come in here for the weird horror stuff or animal creature films. I came in for the wuxia martial arts stuff. So yeah, but yeah, that booklet is chock full of cool pictures from the set and the films, and there's going to be probably at least 2 or 3 hours worth of trivia and backstory for the names and languages and Shaw Brothers history and stuff like that. I saw a documentary on it before picking this up too, about the Shaw Brothers studios and how they kind of started with like $2 to their name, but wanted to kind of make their own unique studio that was just like dedicated to their own special type of films, whether it be romance or neo-noir or crime or martial arts. It's a really intriguing story. So if you're interested at all, or if you're anywhere sort of curious about how Shaw Brothers Studios came about, definitely go look up Shaw Brothers documentary in YouTube and you'll find a few of them. They're really interesting. For someone who likes film myself and wouldn't mind making a few short films, it was very informative and a cool look into how running your own studio goes, really. So yeah, neat. Gonna be checking this out for sure. All right, let's move on to the box set itself. Again, comes in this really sturdy, thick box set. I taped the cellophane down so I can keep it on there and protect it as much as I can. But yeah, solid. You could tell they put a little bit of money into actually reinforcing this box set. So here's the booklet itself with all the movies in it. Fairly thick. I'm gonna scoot up here a bit so we can check them out. So here we go. Here's the artwork inside for King Boxer. I did end up seeing this one. Pretty cool. And if you've watched the Kill Bill movies at all, you know that woo 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 noise that I'm obviously not duplicating very well. That came from this film, so that's cool to have that bit of history in here. And the movies come in this little slip case here, this little cardboard sleeve. I'm gonna not take it out too much because if that falls on the floor, I'm going to cry on camera. It comes with a little bit of blurb about all the extras on here. I'm not going to go over all the extras. If you want to hear about all the extras that come on this thing, check out the Fanatical Dragons review on all these. He goes into all of the depths that I'm not going to go into on this. I'm just happy to have this, and I'm showing off the contents on the inside for anyone who hasn't seen this before. So yeah, also comes with the Boxer from Shantung. I haven't seen this one. Definitely looking forward to seeing this one. And again, I'm not normally someone who gets Blu-ray discs of anything. I normally just try to go for regular DVD if I can. I kind of, not old school, but semi-old school that way. I mean, I'm not going to be searching out VHS tapes. They're like cockroach motels, and like you just, I don't think hoarding a bunch of VHS is a great idea, especially if you've got kids. They like to drop food on the floor and then ants will come and make a home out of your VHSs, so not a good idea. So anyways, I'm more of a DVD person, but the fact that these old school kung fu films that are hard to find, and if you do find them, they're just the worst garbage quality ever. They're like less than 420 PSI or what, or PSP, or whatever the film format is. So yeah, long story short, I'm happy to have them in a really high quality format. This side has 5 Shaolin Masters and Shaolin Temple. Like I said, I saw the Shaolin Temple movie. It's alright. It's a little kind of slow here and there, and then I kind of zoned out at the end, so I didn't quite catch why all the people were fighting each other. There's some sort of like boycott on people learning kung fu or martial arts, so the government tries to go in and stop them from continuing, and they're teaching people anyways, and they're hiding rebels and stuff. So I'm assuming it's the government's army versus the Shaolin Temple, and that's why everyone's fighting. But I didn't quite catch the tiny nuances to everything, because it was pretty late when I was watching this. Anywho, seen it. It's a little slow, but pretty good. 5 Shaolin Masters I want to see. I'm not sure if this was the one that Martial Arts Film Freak or the other guy said was boring or not, but I'm looking forward to seeing it either way. So there's that side. This one, again, kind of questionable. And everyone else who gets this set is saying it's kind of a questionable entry. They're not sure why the curators of the Arrow box set here decided to put this in. Maybe they just really like it themselves and decided to put it in, or maybe there was like a thing where it was a limited time offer where they're only able to get their hands on the rights to putting this out until a certain time, and after that they're never going to get it again, so they're like, well, fuck, we might as well put it in here. I don't know what the situation was, but Mighty Peking Man's on this, and it's pretty much a Hong Kong King Kong version of this story. So I'm going to try to set my expectations aside and just enjoy it for what it is. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like King Kong. I like the Godzilla verse that's going on right now. The modern one's kind of cool. But sometimes the old-fashioned films are really cheesy and the effects are really bad. I'm not saying that it is. I don't know yet. But I'm going to really tame my expectations though when I go put that one on. And I probably will leave that until the last. Anyways, next page is Challenge of the Masters. Actually, I think that's the one that Martial Arts Film Freak said was slow, or whoever it was. I watch a bunch of the Asian Cinema Circle people, so I can't quite remember who said it's not the most exciting one. But I do remember them saying that this one was pretty good, so I'm also looking forward to this. Haven't seen it. Executioners of Shaolin. I believe that's supposed to be Pai Mei, which, again, if you've seen the Kill Bill series, you know Pai Mei's kind of that cool old kung fu master that teaches the bride how to do kung fu and become an assassin and stuff like that. So I'm kind of a little bit obsessed with finding more Pai Mei films, and luckily the Shawscope delivers that in Executioners from Shaolin, and another movie in here too. There's 2 Pai Mei films in here, so that's kind of cool if I remember correctly. This one is Chinatown Kid. A lot of people talk this up like it's a really, really good one. I mean, I hope it is, and it's got quite a few members of the quote-unquote Venom mob. So the main characters from 5 Deadly Venoms is apparently in this, so that's cool. I'm just not a big fan of Alexander Fu Sheng. They're kind of, I don't know, not cringy looking, but very baby-faced and kind of goofy. Apparently, they're supposed to be in the likes of Jackie Chan style of goofiness and comedy or whatever, but I don't know. I feel like only Jackie Chan can pull off Jackie Chan style of comedy and whatever, at least from what I've seen. So, unfortunately, Alexander Fu Sheng, rest in peace. I know he didn't live that long, which sucks. You know, whether I enjoy his acting or his characters or not, it sucks that one of the, you know, great kung fu actors from Shaw Brothers taken from us earlier than they should have been. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to give this a watch, and maybe this will change my mind. on Alexander Fushang. The next two are just hands down, unequivocally, the staples of Shaw Brothers wuxia films, The Five Deadly Venoms and Crippled Avengers, aka Return of the Five Deadly Venoms. I don't know. I feel like that's only in the extent of the actors and not the actual characters from The Five Deadly Venoms, because if you've seen The Five Deadly Venoms, it's kind of impossible for some of them to return in a second movie. No spoilers, but yeah, things happen, and there's no way a couple of them can return for this movie. So maybe only a couple of them do return, and maybe that's why. I'm not sure. So either way, battling aside, I'm looking forward to seeing the Crippled Avengers or the return of the Five Deadly Venoms, just to see how and why it's considered the sequel to the Five Deadly Venoms. So yeah, kind of happy to be a noob when it comes to the Shaw Brothers, because I'm discovering things for the very first time, and that's pretty exciting, where other people have long since seen this stuff and already understand. So yeah, feel excited for me to find out for the first time these kind of weird intricacies when it comes to Shaw Brothers and the Five Deadly Venoms mob. Alright, last two films that are on this set is Heroes of the East, which I've heard glorious things of, and how they use all these crazy styles of kung fu in it and all these weapons in it, and how the wife and husband kind of fight about whose kung fu is better. Already heard all the cool stories about it. Definitely looking forward to seeing this one. I might make this one of the last films I watch on here though, because I'll probably want to watch Dirty Ho first. And if you don't know, Ho in Japanese means fire, so I don't know, these people are Chinese, so I don't know if Ho means the same thing in Chinese as it does in Japanese, but yeah, so his name would technically be Dirty Fire if it was Japanese. So maybe I should look up what Ho means in Chinese. That way I'm not mistaken or wondering what his name is. Because when they say Dirty Ho, if you haven't seen this before, they don't mean like a dirty prostitute. His name is Ho. And he's a sneaky one. He's a very interesting, sneaky character. Maybe if I remember, I will do a review on some of these movies post watching them in the future. So, yep, rambling aside, looking forward to seeing those. And then this comes with two more discs, but they're not movies. They are a soundtrack to a bunch of them. So this DVD has Shaolin Temple, Mighty Peking Man, and Chinatown Kid songs or compositions on it. And this disc has songs from Five Deadly Venoms, Crippled Avengers, and Dirty Ho on it. And that is pretty cool in my opinion. They could have just not thrown anything in there after the movies and just said, fuck it, there you go, you just get the movies for almost $200 Canadian. Or they could have thrown in extra stuff. So that was cool. I'm glad they threw in the extra stuff. I'm not complaining about getting bonus stuff for that kind of money. So yeah, super stoked to get this. My Shifu spinner and my sister Tiffany, they have never seen any Shaw Brothers films either, so it's gonna be cool to bring this down there sometimes and watch an old school kung fu flick with them, because I know they'll probably like it. They're already into the Jet Li martial arts films and Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee and all that stuff. I think the only Shaw Brothers film that either of us have seen is Martial Arts of Shaolin with Jet Li. So technically I have seen a Shaw Brothers film before. I think I have it on DVD, but it doesn't quite count. I think it was like the last of the wuxia films was Martial Arts from Shaolin in like the 85, 86. I think it was 1986. But yeah, so all this is from the 1970s, I'm pretty sure. And then Shawscope Volume 2 is late 70s, maybe early 80s. The one that I'm probably going to get after this, if I can, is the Shout Factory Shaw Brothers Classics Volume 1. And that has about 8 to 12 of their 1960s wuxia films, which is really cool. It has the Assassin, has the Golden Swallow, it has the Jade Raksha, and a couple of other really neat sounding films in there that aren't quite as good as the things in here, according to some people, but is like the glimmer of the future of what Shaw Brothers would be, and I think that's really, really cool. Unfortunately, it doesn't have Come Drink With Me on it, which was possibly the pseudo first wuxia Shaw Brothers film. I think there's like one or two just before it, but maybe didn't quite qualify as a wuxia film for whatever. And if you're wondering what wuxia is, if you're new to this kind of thing, it just means martial arts hero or martial hero style of films. So yeah, that's about it. That's all I got for this unboxing. Hopefully, if you've seen all the other unboxings of the Shawscope Volume 1, my review of it so far has been entertaining, and maybe you kind of got a new view of things from my perspective of being a newbie from this kind of thing. Or if you are new and haven't seen a review of this, maybe I've convinced you to go check it out. When I was on Amazon, there was only 9 copies left, so if no one else has bought any after me, there's now only 8 copies left for 168 or 158 plus taxes. Hopefully you have Amazon Prime so you can get it shipped free. But yeah, so run over there quick if you're interested before the last 8 copies sell out, because this is going to be really, really cool for any of you martial arts fans, and it'll definitely wet your whistle when it comes to old school kung fu flicks. Just one more final note before we leave. Have you seen The Forbidden Kingdom? The kid in there that Jackie Chan kind of talks to when he goes to the martial arts used film store, I guarantee this is something that the kid would pick up, and I feel like he would appreciate all the kung fu forms like mantis, tiger, monkey, etc. that they learn in here, because he's talking about all the different forms. And if you haven't seen Forbidden Kingdom, go watch it. It's, you know, it's talked down upon by some of the martial arts film community, but you know, me and Martial Arts Film Freak, we love the hell out of that film. I think it's a really cool, fun, family kung fu type of flick. Michael Ang, I can't remember his last name, but the kid that's basically the white guy that portrays the audience as the journey through China, pretty cool. I mean, I feel very connected to that character when I'm learning martial arts. It's a very touch and go. Some days you feel like I'm awesome, and then some other days when you come to class you're like, I don't know shit. But yeah, that character, if you just start martial arts, you'll definitely feel like him for the first bit. Anyways, rambling over, stoked to get this. Can't wait to eventually track down the Shaw Brothers Classics Volume 1 from Shout Factory. Let me know if you've got this box set and what you think of it. Let me know what your favorite films out of this box set are if you have it. Let me know if I've convinced you to check out Shaw Brothers, or if you've been a longtime fan. Hopefully you can get your hands on this if you want one before it sells out. Cheers! You've been watching The Sharp Hand Path. I've been your host, Jesse Morgan, and until next time, Shei, Na Shin, and one on.
We should run. We should hide. We should kick their butts.